I'm going to give it a little shake. Just there. Let's get all that big and bounciness. So are you wanting those beautiful, big and bouncy blow dry layers? Going from this to this. So on the mannequin, like I said, with the section pattern, we're just going to split it straight down the middle, and then from the high point of the head down to on top of the ear, and then we're just going to work diagonally through those sections to create subsections. And this is going to make us, or give us, a really easy guide of to where we're going to take our sections, how we're going to cut them, and create these beautiful layers. So now my mannequin is all wet down. What we want to do is put in our sectioning pattern. We're not going to use any clips. We're going to make this as simple as possible so you can execute this, whether it be in the salon or anywhere that you do hair. So first section, what we're going to do is we want to find the middle point. So from that nose, and we just want to section through. We're then going to flip it around to the back and follow that straight down, center back. You want the wetness of the hair to be not like soaking wet. You want it to be wet enough so when you comb the hair, it will stay where you want it to be. This is how you won't have to use clips. So that section's in. Finding the high point is super easy. Comb on top of the head, where it touches, just there. We then draw down, and we should just touch that ear like so. And we're going to continue that on the other side. Now this is where we're going to section our sections. So from that middle point, a high point, we're going to come straight through the middle like so, and then we're just going to separate like that. If you want to braid it, you can braid it, but I'm just going to twist it around my finger just to keep that hair separate from the rest. And again, just going to twist like so. We're going to come through this back section, straight through that middle, all the way down to the nape. Just make sure it's nice and detangled. And again, we just want to twist that hair to keep it separated. Again with this section, making sure detangled. And then this is all we're doing. Straight through the middle, all the way down to that nape, detangle, and just get a nice tight-ish sort of twist, just so it keeps that hair out of the way. You need to just twist it like that. Feel free. I'll leave that one there because we'll start there. And then again, straight through the middle, opening up, twist, and then twist. And I'll show you how that looks like from above. So achieving those butterfly long layers can always seem a little bit daunting to new stylists, old stylists as well. All these trends are constantly changing, and we're having to come up with new ways or new techniques or understand what clients want from what they're seeing on social media. But you've got to understand it all comes down to the fundamentals of cutting hair. We start with sectioning, we put in a guide, and then we either elevate, graduate, or put in a baseline. 3 ways to cut hair: line, layer, and graduation. And we're going to be layering. So I've already kept this section out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top section, and this is what's going to be our guide through the whole haircut. So if we look where we want those layers to fall, that will fall around about the jaw. So I think that's quite a good length for these types of layers. And there we go. That is going to be our guide for the whole haircut. And what we're going to do, we're going to pick up our section that we didn't wrap because this was going to be our first section we were taking. And we're going to cut from that guide internally, externally. So there is our guide just there. You can see it just fell out. So I'll pull that up again. This is one of the reasons why you want the hair as well to be a good amount of wetness. I don't know what other term to use for that, to be honest. To be wetter. Because if it's this wet, it will just stick to that hair there. I can see my guide, and we're going to cut from there, and we're going to go up just on a diagonal, and that's how we're going to put in these layers. So what we want to see are these layers going from shorter to longer. There's our guide again. So let's just work around the head this way. We're going to pull up this next section, and we're going to get our guide from that previous section. So I've just pulled it in. A good tension on your fingers, because that will keep the guide in there. So I can see the guide now, just there. And again, we're taking that off. And this is what's going to give us those beautiful long layers really, really quickly and really, really simply. So let's take our next wrap, and you can see how I want to be cutting. So when I'm this side, I need my body to be that side. So I'll just spin this mannequin around. Let's take the guide from that middle, and that's how we know this haircut's going to be perfect, because we're using the same guide all the way through. So fingers, good tension. See that guide just at my fingers now, just there, and we're taking that off. And again, spinning around. Here's our other wrap. And how quick is this? Without clipping, without, I know the section pattern, but section pattern didn't take that long. As long as you can get it even, that's the main thing for this. Pulling straight up. There's that guide. So as we get to that guide, we just want to be working up through there. Super, super simple. And it's going to give you beautiful layers. Let's twist. Take this. We want to go back to that guide. We want to comb it in to this section, making sure the hair is wet enough. There's that guide there. As I just open it up and then cut that off. And let's work that in again. So here's one of our front sections. Take that guide, comb it all together. I can see that there. As it falls away, you can see I'm just working around the head. We're working with the head shape. Take the guide, good tension with your fingers to keep that hair all intact and all together until we see that guide come away. We cut it again. And now that was all of our sections. So yeah, that is the quickest way to put in an internal layer to longer on the external to create those beautiful long layers that everybody's craving at the minute. But bangs, what we think about bangs or fringe. So we've already got a section sectioned off there. I'm just going to resection through that middle of that section. I'm just going to put in a little bit of shape. I'm not going to put fringe or bangs or anything like that. I'm just going to put a little bit more shape up into here. So this section here is basically the middle sectioning of those two front quadrants. Now, just to add a little bit more to this haircut, if clients may want a fringe or want something a little bit more sort of face frame, maybe a bit more lift, I'm just going to draw straight through the middle to find a guide, and I'm just going to pull it down to the chin. Just get that out of the way. So just to the chin, and I'm just going to slice down there. So you can see there, and there's our length, and that will come into that side as well. Let's do this side first. So we're going to get that, and we're just going to slide our scissors down. So we're creating again from long to short. And that gives us a little bit more shape. Again, this side, we want to pick up our guide. And to keep the balance the same, You want to be doing the same cutting motion. So that side, I stood that side. This side, I'm standing this side. And again, that guy's just popped out. So I've got it all together there. You can see there, I'm just sliding down that hair. Just doing that, sort of like tickling my scissors down there. And that'll give us perfectly balanced face framing. And then just sit some of this beautifully. I'm going to keep the mannequin long. I'm not going to take anything off the length. You could take something off the length if your client wanted. I want to be colouring this mannequin soon, so I want to leave as much length as possible to then change it up in the future. But I'm going to get this blow dried and then show you the finished result. I'm going to give it a little shake. Just there. Let's get all that big and bounciness coming out, and look at her. That is the best thing to do with clients. If you give them a big and bouncy blow dry, rip their head off, give it a shake, and you get a big and bouncy blow dry. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Super quick, super easy, like how I want all my education to be when teaching how to cut hair, blow dry hair, style hair, whatever it may be. I want to show you the quickest and easiest way possible so you can be making more money while you're doing the thing that you love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.